In this week's Hearts, Hope, and Home segment, I'm here on location at St. Francis Ministries talking with Michaela, and June is reunification month, so I thought it would be a great reminder to talk about what that is.
So, Reunification Month is a celebration for what we're working towards here at St. Francis. It's really just a month to reflect, grow, and appreciate all of the families that have put in the hard work to get their children home with them, which is really our main priority whenever we have a case or a family come to St. Francis.
Absolutely. And I want to talk a little bit about these trees behind us because they're all about reunification. Every single one of these names on the wall, they represent a family that was once, in the system, but now they have been reunified with their family. Can you kind of go a little bit more detail on that?
Absolutely. So every little bird represents a child that has come into St. Francis and has been reunified with their parents. I think it's just a little thing that we do around the office to remind ourselves when we walk by why we're doing this job, getting kids home, getting kids to safe houses. And it's just something that we're very proud of, and we wanted to do something to celebrate it that we can actually see.
Yes, and so important. And yeah, just visually being able to see that, walking through these doors and, really showing that you guys are making a difference here in the community. I can only imagine that this line of work is so hard, but what has it been like for you to see positive cases come out on the other side?
Oh, it's honestly the best thing. This is a hard job. It's just you come into these situations and into these lives with these families that are in hard places themselves and they're struggling. So coming in and being able to help reunify and find positive permanency for these kids is the reason why we do this. None of the hard stuff, it wouldn't really be worth us being into it if we didn't see all of the good stuff. So for me personally, I'm a permanency supervisor for St. Francis Ministries. I was a permanency specialist for a long time. It reminds you why we're doing it. It gives you faith in what you're asking these parents to do. You see the kids just completely blossom with their families, and they belong to be back home. And it's just a beautiful process, and we're so thankful to be a part of it.
Absolutely. And what I love about you guys is you work with so many different community agencies, and it's really a team effort. It's a village. You guys have to have that support. And so what has that been like, and what have you been able to, see with the community support here in the area?
Oh, the community support is so strong in Amarillo. We work a lot with family support services, Padre parenting classes, daily recovery services. We work very closely with a lot of counselors in the area. Everybody's very supportive of our mission. Everybody wants the same goal. And it's also amazing because we get to have our community circle around these families, and it would feel a lot more disconnected, I guess. It would feel more disconnected for the families to have to go and do online virtual services somewhere down in Dallas. So we're so beyond thankful for all of the partners that we have that support us in the Amarillo area.
You guys run off of a village. It really does take a village to have these positive cases and people come out on the other side. And so another thing I kind of wanted to ask too is parents in our community that may be thinking, I need help, or I would like to learn more. What would you tell them?
Oh, I would just really encourage them to work with their St. Francis permanency specialist if they have one, really to buy into these services. We're not asking people to do services because we don't think it would be helpful. That would be my biggest piece of advice, is really to buy into the things that you're doing and know that there's people here to support you. There's people here that care, and we want to see your child back home with you. That's where they are, and we want to do it safely. So really just words of encouragement where you are, not to feel judgment, not to feel any kind of pullback on that. Just know that we're here to support and we're behind you.
Yes. Well, again, I think this wall speaks for itself. You guys have so many success stories. And, that's what Hearts, Hope, and Home is all about, is just raising that awareness. And so, again, June is reunification month. What would you say, to our viewers out there who want to learn more?
Absolutely. I would say, support the community resources that we have. I think that that's the biggest thing. having those community resources really builds Amarillo. People don't see all of the cases that we have coming through, and so you don't really understand the population of people that are in your community struggling. So if you can, there's lots of food pantries in Amarillo. We have a lot of parents that utilize that. If you go to church, a lot of the churches help support St. Francis Ministries. So I would just encourage you to find local resources to really support, because we lean into those heavily and we're so beyond appreciative for them.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Michaela, for taking the time to chat with us about this important topic. So thank you for all the hard work that you do and continue to do. So thank you.
Yes, thank you so much.
Well, thanks for joining us. We're here at St. Francis Ministries. I'm Kelsey Davis for News Channel 10.